did exactly what I was told to do, like most Nigerian children are apt to do. And so I had an 802 credit score by the time I was 23, 24. I was making my
I've
first
never had that.
We're gonna get you there.
Keep going.
My first, I saved my first $10,000 while making $14 an hour right after college. And I saved $10,000. I bought myself a car in cash. And then I got an apartment with my sister. I got a job as a preschool teacher making $39,000 a year. And in 2 years, I saved $40,000. Basically, I was living off half my income. And then I bought a condo when I was 26. So I was financially perfect. And so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little judgmental, like, ooh, that's how y'all living? Not me though. Let me tell you what will humble you. Life. So life humbled the hell, excuse me, Easter, out of me. So what happened? So because I was financially perfect, around age 26, 27, I said, I want to learn how to invest. And I had a friend of mine, we had been friends for a number of years, and I was still young and dumb enough to believe that you could see wealth. Meaning like you have the nice car, he had a Lamborghini, he had some like penthouse apartment, he had all the trappings of what I thought wealth was. So I reached out to him. I said, hey friend, we're gonna call him Larry the liar. Hey, Larry.
Don't call him Sean, but keep going.
I said, hey Larry, you clearly are wealthy. I want to learn how to invest my money. He said, sure. You look nice and stupid. So what I want you to do is, I didn't have any debt by then. Well, no, I had just finished my master's, but I paid off my undergrad. I didn't have any credit card debt. I paid that off in full every month. And I bought like a little putt-putt, a little $5,000 car cash. So I just had my graduate degree that I was paying off. He said, well, you've got good credit. The best way to invest is with other people's money. And I said, okay, what does that mean? He said, I want you to open up these credit cards because you got good credit, and I want you to pull out money from these credit cards. It's called a cash advance, and it is literally the worst thing you can do because the interest rate on a cash advance is so high. But I didn't know, and I was like, okay. And I was like, ooh, bet I'm not even gonna tell nobody because it's about to be a surprise when I'm rich. Another mistake that, like, not sharing with the experts in my life. This is what was happening. So I pulled out. I want to say I pulled out. I think like $20,000. And I remember sitting at the bank waiting for them to hand me my money, and they kept coming up to me. They thought I was being sex trafficked because they were like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, they kept asking me, are you sure? Sure. Let me see your license. Are you sure? And I'm like, yes. And so I pulled out that money, and he promptly was gone. Literally, I pulled it out in cash, and I was like, we had signed a contract saying, so here's what it was supposed to be. We were supposed to buy commodities. So we were supposed to buy, he lived part-time in New York and part-time in France. And I was supposed to, so we went to New York, and he had supposedly had all these like store chains in France. And we were buying like Levi's and all these American brands that sold really well in France. So bought those things, put them in barrels, sent them to France. Something happened or whatever. Either way, I was calling him, never got my money. So here's how I should have known it was going to be a scam, because he said that based upon that $20,000 initial investment, I would be getting $2,100 a week for 2 years. Like, do that math. That don't even make sense. But I was like, shoot, I know. But I was 26, like, got to be rich,
So you ended up with 30 grand's worth of debt. Is that right?
Well, it started with 20 grand, but I decided I couldn't possibly fail small. I had to fail big. So because I knew money was coming in, and I had these credit cards now, why not use them? Even though I never had credit card debt. And so I ended up purchasing this program for $15,000 that was supposed to teach me how to start a business, and by one of these gurus online. And so I ended up with $35,000 in credit card debt within like 1 week. From no credit card debt to $35,000 of credit card debt. But I wasn't worried because obviously I'm about to be rich. I'm about to get $2,100 a week. I'm going to pay it down quickly.
And then you lost your job, right?
Yeah, right after that. So, well, not right after. Another mistake that I made was I wouldn't accept responsibility. So there was a year between money being taken and losing my job where I just paid the minimum to that debt. The truth is, I knew how to live off half my income. And by then I was making like $50,000 a year. I could have paid off that credit card debt, but I refused. I said, I'm only going to pay the minimum, and I'm going to harass Larry the liar for a year. And I did. He never gave me my money. And then when I finally said, fine, I'll pay it, boom, I lost my job. It was 2009.
But Tiffany, let me ask you this, because you said something that really intrigues me. And I think the audience can really learn something here. Mm-hmm. Psychologically, spiritually maybe, how did you go from being willing to live off half your income to now you are $35,000 in debt in 1 week? What happened in your psychology and your relationship with money, whatever it was? What happened?
Because I said that I didn't need to listen to anyone, because up until my mid-20s, I was still, my dad said this, do this. My dad said this, do this. And I moved out on my own. I just bought my own house. So I am an adult. I don't need to listen to what this man with 2 degrees in finance and 30 plus years experience, what does he know? I know. So I basically cut off my support system. Of course we still talk, but I cut off the knowledge from my support system, and I went boldly into the world, and I jumped feet first. And
so ego happened.
Yes, arrogance and ego.